What's the secret behind the Statue of Liberty? While many see it as a symbol of freedom, not everyone knows what that freedom is really about. If you take a closer look at the Statue of Liberty, the 7 points on its crown represents the 7 deadly sins. But that's not all. The torch symbolizes someone known as the light bearer, or Lucifer. When you put all these pieces together, some people believe that the Statue of Liberty is connected to a hidden agenda known as the Luciferian agenda. According to this idea, the freedom the statue represents is not freedom as we usually think. Instead, it's freedom from the Most High. It's said that the devil's ultimate weapon is being invisible. And if you're not convinced yet, maybe you should start asking questions. Like and follow for more.
The Statue of Liberty, America's favorite monument to a lie. You've heard the script, give me your tired, you're poor, as if this country didn't spend centuries creating the tired and the poor in the first place. But let's get this straight. Lady Liberty was never about immigration. She was supposed to say, hey, America, you ended slavery. Try not to do that shit again. So let's rewind. The statue was originally conceived by a French abolitionist named Edouard de la Boulaye. I tried. I don't know if I got that right, but I tried. Who wanted to commemorate the end of slavery in the U.S. Yes, slavery, not Ellis Island. The broken chains at her feet, not decorative. They were meant to symbolize the actual shackles broken off the bodies of enslaved Black people. But you already know how that went over with white America. Black liberty on a pedestal? In New York Harbor? They said, oh, hell no. So they tucked the chains beneath her robe and gave her a makeover that would have made Fox News proud. Then they changed the narrative. Let's say she's about immigrants from Europe. Whiteness-approved ones. She's not a symbol of abolition anymore. She's a warm hug from democracy. Meanwhile, the actual immigrants from China, Haiti, Mexico, Africa, yeah, they weren't exactly getting the same red carpet welcome. So now we've got millions of people taking a selfie with a statue that was supposed to be a reminder of Black liberation. But instead, they turned her into the Walmart greeter of the American myth. Lady Liberty was born out of a desire to celebrate the end of human bondage. But America said, cute idea, but could she be a little less Black and historically accurate? And just like that, they buried the chains. They buried the purpose. And they sold the rebrand. No, she's not welcoming the world's tired and poor. She's standing on top of a lie in a country that likes freedom only when it's photogenic and comes with a souvenir magnet.
Let me tell y'all a true story, B. So boom, pay attention, watch this video to the end. So, do you know who this is in this statue right here? It's Satan, but it gets crazier. You ready for this? Now notice the chain on his foot. You see it, right? You see the chain on his foot? All right. You ready for this? I got you. 1 second. Now notice the chain on this foot. Y'all should know which foot this is. I shouldn't even have to say nothing. All right, guys, you ready? Stay with me, stay with me. I'm gonna show y'all something, B. Now, do you notice that the crown in his hands has 7 points on it, right? Stay with me, guys. Make sure you watch this video to the end. This is crazy. Now, do you see what's on the floor, right? An apple and a torch. You see the torch on the floor, right, guys? Stay with me, B. Stay with me. This is crazy. He's holding a torch, and there's a 7-point crown on his head. Remember the apple that was on the bottom of the statue of Satan? What do they call New York City? The Big Apple. Where is this statue at? New York City. What I'm trying to tell you is, the Statue of Liberty is Satan himself. Stop playing with me, son. Don't ever say I didn't teach y'all nothing. It's in plain sight. So, you got a statue of Satan right in New York City, and people been thinking it was a Statue of Liberty the whole time? Stop playing with me, son. So what I'm gonna do is go over there and knock that statue out, straight up and down. TikTok, this is just for entertainment purposes only. I'm just joking, right? Come on. I'm just playing around. This ain't real. This is all for fun, jokes, and let's just laugh about it. Yeah? Ain't nothing funny.
A lot of people don't know the original design for the Statue of Liberty was a Black female. As a matter of fact, in a museum in New York, you can see the original design of the Statue of Liberty, which is a Black woman. When the French artist created the Statue of Liberty, it was supposed to represent the end of slavery. On the original model, there were chains on the hands and feet, as we know. When the statue got to America, they wanted to erase any references to slavery from the statue, but the artist really thought to keep the chains on there because this is your art. You don't want people tampering with your art. And if you look, the chain is still on the foot of the Statue of Liberty to this day.
Well, the story was that it was a gift of the French to the slaves, and that the original statue had the picture of a black woman, the original model for it, and it had a distinctly African face. But it was Europeanized because the people in the United States did not want to have a black face sitting up there in the harbor, so they carved it out. In France, they had to go back to the drawing board and remodel the face after patron saint of Manifest Destiny. So the patron saint of Manifest Destiny, that's her face on the Statue of Liberty, which was transposed from the African face. In fact, you see the patron saint of Manifest Destiny in the symbol for Columbia Pictures at the beginning of the movies. That's the patron saint of Manifest Destiny.
They say she stands for freedom, but freedom for who? The original Statue of Liberty wasn't meant to look like the one you know. She was a black woman, her hands and feet bound in broken chains, a tribute to the end of slavery. But when America saw her, they said no, too real, too black, too free. So they changed her, erased her chains, whitened her skin, rewrote her purpose. But they did not hide it all. Look at her feet. The chains are still there. The truth was never gone. It was ignored. Follow me for more untold stories they never taught us in school.
Have you heard of the theory that the Statue of Liberty is actually a statue dedicated to Lucifer? So this is the theory. Look at this painting. On the left, that's a painting of Lucifer in the 17th century. It's a picture of Satan summoning his legion, right? Now this is where it gets creepy. Lucifer is called the light bearer. In Latin, Lucifer means light bringing. The Statue of Liberty is holding a torch, which means it's bearing light, right? Before we jump into details, type amen down below to ward off any evil coming off this video. Now get this, the Statue of Liberty looks like the Colossus of Rhodes, which is a bronze Greek statue that stood about 108 feet tall. It was one of the world's greatest wonders. The Colossus of Rhodes represents something. It is dedicated to the Greek god named Helios, the god of the sun. Now back to the Statue of Liberty. People believe it's dedicated to Satan. I mean, if you look, their faces do look similar. But then again, this is just one big theory. Who knows? Let me know what you think down below.
Okay, so let's get started. So this video is for entertainment purposes only. Conspiracy theory, call it what you want, but it's not based on facts. YouTube, listen to me. Okay, this video is for entertainment purposes. Yeah. So the Statue of Liberty, what is it really? What's the history behind this global symbol that millions of people admire without ever questioning anything? Now, officially, according to historical records, the Statue of Liberty was a gift from France to the United States in 1886, as you've heard in the other videos, other clips. It was designed by French sculptor Frédéric Augusto Barthod, I know I didn't pronounce that correctly, with structural engineering done by none other than Gustave Eiffel. Yes, the same man behind the Eiffel Tower. So the statue represents Libertas, the Roman goddess of freedom. She's holding a torch in one hand and a tablet in the other, inscribed with the date July 4, 1776, symbolizing American independence. That's the official story, okay? The version taught in schools. But here's where things start to get interesting, because online and countless viral videos have theories suggesting that this statue represents something much darker. Okay, some claim that Lady Liberty is actually a symbolical representation of Lucy. You know what I mean. Now again, this is a conspiracy theory, not fact, but let's break down what people are pointing at. So out of the biggest arguments, the crown, the statue has 7 spikes radiating from its head. Officially, historians say that these spikes represent the 7 continents and 7 seas, symbolizing universal liberty across the world. But in conspiracy spaces, some people people interpret those 7 spikes differently, claiming they represent the 7 deadly sin. Again, no credible history evidence supports this, but it's a theory that keeps resurfacing online. And then there's the torch. Supporters of this theory say the torch represents enlightenment in a way that connects to forbidden knowledge, linking it in their view to Lucy as the light bearer. However, in documented history, the torch simply symbolizes freedom, lighting the way forward. No hidden meaning confirmed by historians. Now let's talk about another theory that's been gaining attention: the connection to slavery. Okay, some sources suggest that the statue was originally intended to celebrate the end of slavery, and here's where things get partially rooted in real history. Okay, so before designing the Statue of Liberty, Bartholdi actually proposed a different monument, one meant for Egypt. It was called Egypt Carrying the Light to Asia, and it featured a robed woman holding a torch meant to stand at the Suez Canal. That project never happened. Later then, he created the Statue of Liberty. Some historians believe the conspiracy carried over, but not as a tribute to slavery in America. However, this is important. This is a real lesser known detail tied to slavery. At the base of the Statue of Liberty, there are broken chains and shackles. This symbolizes freedom from oppression, widely interpreted as referencing the abolition of slavery after the Civil War. But here's where the internet takes another turn. Some claim that the original design of Lady Liberty was meant to resemble a black woman with African features, suggesting the statue was meant to honor formerly enslaved people. However, there's no verified historical evidence confirming that Bartholdi designed the statue with a black woman as the model. They want us to believe all the things except the truth. So most records indicate the face was inspired by classical Roman imagery and possibly even Bartholdi's own mother. Still, the existence of the broken chains fuels that discussion. So now you're left out with two sides: the official history backed by documented sources and the theories that reinterpret every detail as something hidden, something symbolic, something deeper. And the question becomes, are people just reading too much into it, or is there something we've never been told before? Let's watch more clips, and then I'll come back at the end of this video to give my own final 2 cents.
This is the statue of Lucifer, not Liberty, not Lady Liberty. This is Satan. This is a representation and a depiction of Satan, the light bearer or light bringer. All right. The whole story of this construction is absolutely ridiculous. So France built this in the late 1800s. They were like, oh, hey, we want to give you guys a gift for beating out Britain. And we want to build this in France, in Paris, complete it, then tear it down and put it on one ship, 350 pieces on one ship, 214 crates, and sent across. And they also they sent certain parts, that they sent the head and the arm at certain parts so they can put it on display so they can raise money. Then they sent the rest of the body later. July 4th, 1776, right? This is the day that Lucifer was
What do you think is going to happen to this country when they find out she is a he and they have been lied to all of their lives? How do you think people are going to handle this one? Yes, she is a he. And not just any he. Oh my God, what do you think people are going to say when they find out that that's literally the light bringer, the light bearer? Lucy herself? That's Lucy. Fur. If you go and look in like the 1800s, there's a painting called Satan and His Legion. Okay, you can take that painting, lay it over her. The faces and the body are identical. You can go a little farther back and there is a statue of Lucifer, like way farther back, where he has like wings and he's got a chain around his foot and he's got an apple at his feet and he's holding a crown with 7 points. She's in the Big Apple. That's why 666 Fifth Avenue is in the Big Apple. Are we seeing it here? Now, what do you think is going to happen when the American people find out that's Lucy? Fur. You know what I'm saying. What do you think is going to happen? Yeah, our entire reality is ran by Satan, y'all. And that's coming from someone who was raised atheist. Dude, they did everything they could to hide the truth from you. But God warned us of the apocalypse, which we are in. And apocalypse does not mean destruction of the earth, which, mind you, the meek inherit. No, it means the destruction of a belief system because what has been buried is being revealed. Like the fact that that's Lucifer. Like, identical. And if you don't believe me, I mean, I just posted a video last night responding to a comment that said, no, it's not Lucifer, showing you exactly it. So if you're that curious, you'll go to my page right below this video and you'll find it. You'll see it. You'll see the Statue of Liberty. You can't miss it. And then once you see it, you can't unsee it. And then you'll realize, now do me a favor, share this to your brothers and sisters because I want them to know. Because y'all gotta wake up quick.
Everything you knew about the Statue of Liberty is a lie. She wasn't a gift. She wasn't even French. The truth? She was Libertas, an ancient goddess, a guardian of the East, who existed long before America or even Europe. Look at the torch, the crown, the robe. That's ancient symbolism, older than the colonies, older than the so-called New World. That's not Roman, that's not French, that's hidden knowledge. Indigenous tribes told of a giant robed woman watching over the waters, a gatekeeper of light and truth, centuries way before Europe even arrived. When the colonizers came, they didn't bring a statue, they replaced one, rebuilt her name, and then erased the name Libertas from history. Torch she holds, that's not just light. It's the fire of revelation, the signal that the darkness would be exposed. You see, the elites, they couldn't hold this mystery for a long time. Every detail, the crown, the robe, the stance, is a clue to hidden civilization they wiped from the land, from the books, from the schools, from the things that they taught you. The Statue of Liberty isn't a gift. It's Libertas, a memory, a spiritual key to the truth about America they don't want you to know about. And for those of you who want to learn more, for those of you who think this might be a stretch, I just dropped the new book, America, the Holy Hidden Land. Click the link in my bio or comment learn, and I'll send it to you.
I'm familiar with the Statue of Liberty. Look at her. She's like a beacon of liberty and freedom. But what if she's not? What if she's actually a sign of the devil? So here's the Statue of Liberty right here. Here is a painting of Lucifer. Their faces look oddly familiar. And isn't it interesting that Lucifer's name before falling from heaven was Lightbearer? And here's another statue of Lucifer. Notice how he has a crown in his hand. That crown has 7 points on it, and so does the Statue of Liberty's crown. And he's holding a torch that isn't lit. Again, he's got that long, skinny nose, just like the Statue of Liberty and that painting from the picture before. And if you notice this shackle down at his feet, the Statue of Liberty also has a shackle at her feet. Is the Statue of Liberty Lucifer? Of course, that's crazy, right? I don't know. Follow me down the rabbit hole to find out more.
Okay, again, I'm gonna say this again. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Conspiracy theory, call it what you want, but it's not based on facts. But let's really sit with this, moment, okay? Because what makes the Statue of Liberty so fascinating isn't just what it is, it's what people believe it could be. On one side, you have documented history, clear, structured, and backed by records, a gift from France, a symbol of freedom, a welcoming figure for immigrants arriving in America, the vision that is taught, in schools worldwide, okay? But on the other side, you have interpretation, and interpretation, you should know that it's very powerful, okay? Because once people begin to question symbols, once they start looking beyond the surface, everything becomes open to debate. The crown is no longer just a crown, or the torch is no longer just a torch. Every detail becomes a clue, a possibility, a hidden message waiting to be uncovered. Now, does that mean those theories are true or not? Okay, but yeah, okay, it does. But why? I mean, why did it why all the details? Okay, so you see, throughout history, humans have always tried to find deeper meaning in powerful symbols, whether it's ancient monuments, religious imagery, or national landmarks. People naturally ask, is there more to this than what we're being told? And sometimes those questions come from curiosity. Other times they come from mistrust. Yeah, because I mean, let's be real, when people feel like history hasn't always been transparent, they start to look for answers in places outside of official narratives. That's how theories are born, not always from facts, but from the gasp between what is known and what is felt. I mean, take a slavery connection, for example. We know for a fact that broken chains exist at the feet of the statue. That's not a theory, that's real. And those chains do represent freedom from oppression, particularly in the context of America's past. But here's where things shift, you know. That's more detail, something many people don't even notice, opens the door for bigger interpretations. People begin to ask, you know, if that part is hidden, what else is being hidden? And just like that, a symbol becomes a mystery. And there's the idea of the original design, the claim that Lady Liberty was once envisioned as a black woman. Now, historically, there's no solid evidence to support that. Yeah, but the fact that Bartholdi had earlier concept involving different culture inspirations, that is real, okay? And when people hear that, it sparks imagination, because now it's no longer just about what it's about, what could have been, and that's where conspiracy theories thrive, not in facts, but in possibilities. But here's something important to remember as well. Not every mystery has a hidden truth, and not every symbol carries a secret meaning. Sometimes a statue is just a statue, okay? But sometimes the reason people question it says more about the world we live in than the statue itself, because in a time where information is everywhere, where anyone can post, share, and interpret, truth becomes harder to separate from speculation. And that's why videos like this exist, not to tell you what to believe, but to show you how differently the same object can be seen depending on who's looking at it. One person sees freedom, another sees symbolism, another sees something entirely hidden beneath the surface. So the real question isn't just what is the Statue of Liberty? The question is why do so many people feel like there is more to the story? And maybe, just maybe, that's the part worth thinking about. So whether you believe the official history or you find yourself drawn to the theories, one thing is clear: the Statue of Liberty is more than just a monument. It's a conversation, and conversations like this, they don't just end, they evolve. Yeah, so like I said, this video is for entertainment purposes only, guys. YouTube, yeah, this video is for entertainment purposes only. You guys, if it was the first time to be on this channel, please go ahead and subscribe, and you turn on that notification bell so that every time I upload such videos, you guys will be definitely be notified. Yeah, I'll definitely see you in my next video. Stay peaceful.